having coffee with the founder of Baybayin Hub, Orly Darnayla.
Hello, good afternoon guys. Hi.
Yeah, well, we just thought of having this surprise live session on my Facebook because we've been talking about the future of work, right? And a lot of us just had to change our plans over the last couple of months because of the pandemic. And I'm here with this guy who encountered some setbacks and yet has been able to bounce back and better at that. So Orly, can you tell me a bit more about your idea of the future of work?
Okay. Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, Joyce. What happened to Baybayin Hub actually is an accident because we're planning originally to set up to buy a property and of course to set up our own Baybayin Hub. But because of COVID, we need to change and pivot our plans. So we decided to partner with resorts. Right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what happened. Then we realized, of course, we would like to also to reinvent how we work, the people, no, like in the future, because we believe we're connecting with nature in an open space environment. It helped us, especially like in my case, I believe it helps me to become more creative and to have more focus at the same time, lessen my stress when of course, when we work on that.
Yes. Well, okay. Hi. Sige, let me just move this. Yeah, you know, we're agile like that. So, yeah, Orly, I think one of the most common concerns that we encounter these days is safety.
Yes.
Since we're in the midst of the pandemic. And it's quite brave of you to actually come up with a solution for that. Can you tell me, how is health and safety being managed while you have this really innovative idea going on that you're promoting?
Yeah, because of Wabin, we felt and we believe going to a remote island or place with less people, it's much safer. We know these preconditions about, of course, you know, you need to have the COVID test and everything, but we believe we embrace this because, and so we don't need to be afraid. So to answer your question, we felt and we feel more secure and safety here because, come on, we are on a, first we follow the rules and everything, right?
Yes.
All the protocols, by the way. Second, we are not on vacation.
Yes.
So we work and live here. And imagine, like, we're now in a co-working, co-living space, 3 hectares. And we are like, how many? Like 15 people in a 3 hectares. So less people, a few, no traffic, and no need to go to grocery because we have scheduled our grocery here.
Yeah.
And I think I believe it's much safer compared if you are in a populated area.
Yeah.
Which is dense, right?
Yes.
And of course, the nature helps also. That's why we are so proud in this project because, yeah, it answered to those, aside from the mental and health issues in what's going on in Manila, let's face it, anxiety.
Yeah.
I had an anxiety, not for anything. The first month, I had an anxiety because like, what will happen to my business? What will happen to our future? What will happen to my kids, like school? And there's a lot of uncertainty that led me to become like more stressed. So we decided, yeah, let's just do it. And good thing we have people who are also believe on our project. And thanks to those partners, the resorts who opened their doors to become our co-working and co-living space. Yeah, so we address so many problems, and one of the solutions are, imagine mental health and physical issues, mental and health. So here, we don't need to worry about it. We're free to walk, but we don't go out in the resort. You know what I mean? We can go for a swim. We can have this discussion. Everyone follow the protocols, and we are not exposed. And if you're not exposed to a lot of people, it lessens your case or to be exposed to strangers.
Yes.
And yeah, that's why we felt that, and not for anything, we need to grab this opportunity. Also, it became affordable. You know, it's become. We live in a resort now. They opened it because also we're supporting them to become sustainable because we all know that we don't accept travel issue.
Yes.
We only accept a business, essential travel, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're trying to promote it to people who want to embrace this kind of co-working and co-living experience. And yeah, enjoy the nature, connect with nature, and be open, and you have more focus in this kind of environment.
Yeah. Well, let me just emphasize that prior to getting here, I needed to undertake my own COVID test
Yes.
together with my daughter. We had to secure our travel authority,
Yes,
and we needed to get our requirements for that.
yes, yes.
And upon coming here, we also had to follow the protocols like social distancing. My daughter and I, since we just arrived like last Monday, we have to be quarantined in the resort for the next
14 days.
yeah, for 14 days, and we cannot leave. And we follow that because we have to be grateful to the community for accepting us. Now, Orly, since we've talked about Baybayin Hub, there's another thing about you. Okay, looking at you now as a person and as an entrepreneur, um, you know, you are a good example of somebody who's been able to bounce back better, pivot, and you know all these things that you know we hear about these days. So Orly, you said that you had experiences with failure, right?
Oh, a lot.
Okay, I'm curious, no? Kasi you were also telling me that a common, possibly what's holding back a lot of Filipinos is that fear of failure, fear of many things,
Yes.
no? What was it about you as a person, maybe starting from your childhood, that made you less averse to fear and risks?
Yes, true. Okay, that's a very good, interesting question. First, to give you a background, I came from a very poor family. Yeah,
Okay.
I was selling balut when I was 9, pandesal, because we can't afford to eat, and I need to help my parents. And I remember until now, I think it's trauma. That's why I'm into spiritual healing as well. I discovered at the age of 9 about social gap in the Philippines. So I remember this when I was young. I was 9. We had summer class, free swimming lesson, and I live in Quezon City, and we have a free swimming lesson enrolled. You know, the poor people were free. We don't need to pay. I met my classmates during summer. I was 9 years old. Oh, they're pretty, and they're like always with ate that I didn't know it's their yaya pala. You know, I thought it's like ates. I didn't know that at the age of 9 because we're just playing, right?
Yeah.
So, my friends, my summer friends came to my house, and my grandma saw me playing with them, and my grandma was like, "Hey, Orly, stop playing with them." And I was like, "Why?" Because we were poor. I get sad. And I felt, why? Because I'm a kid, right? And I love those children, and I cannot see any explanation why do I need, because we're poor, and I became, I realized like the idea of it. Now I realized, oh, that's why that's why I need to sell. We need to help, like I sell fish, balot, pandesal. Oh, at the young age. So we were poor. I was like, we were trying to help our parents to have something to share in the faith. And I think I failed on that because even in high school, I was a working student, right? So I felt my life is a failure. I felt I asked my parents, my cousins, my uncle, like, why we were poor? And I mean, why we were poor? And they were like, there's no straight answer. And then it became my curiosity. Why? So I keep asking on myself about this why, and the social job, until I realized, so I need to do something about it. So, at the age, I think we were a failure because we don't have this kind of going to the private school, going to the mosque. I don't have that. We don't have that. So, when I went to college, that's why I was exposed, because I need to go to college. I was in athletics, and I have a scholarship. So without athletics and scholarship, I cannot do college because I failed in state university. I will not mention, but I failed to those university. So again, I was failed again. So all my life, I think I'm failing, and I was like, okay, I had to give whatever. I'll just do my thing. So work. I'm a worker, but I realized no matter how I work, and even if I become a manager, I thought, no, I cannot achieve my dreams. And that's the time, every time I had a hard time, I just close my eyes and motivate myself. I just keep on working. So just work. So my first big break on corporate job is I work in advertising. I think it changed everything because that's my first corporate job. And I've seen people making a lot of money. As in, they're talking about millions, 20 million, 30 million. No? And I was like, oh damn, it's so big, right? And I was able to meet a lot of successful people. So I realized, again, I competed my become a manager because we were teach to become, yeah, you work hard, you become a manager, you know what I mean? Even my family, we thought like work hard, it's either go to other country or become a manager.
Yeah.
That's my
Very
orientation.
Filipino.
Right? Very Filipino. And like, yeah, go to Saudi, that time, Middle East. I was like, okay. And I computed. I work in advertising for 2.5 years. But I can see clearly, no matter how I work so hard, it won't happen. So I decided to resign. And aside from my boss and me were not like aligned because they want me to wear a barong.
Okay.
And I'm just a researcher, you know what I mean? So, and I have a beard, and yeah, I look skinny. Yeah, you will not trust me when you see me when I was in my 20s. I'm not, yeah, I love my looks right now. So, oh my God. So, to make it short,
Marami tayo. Yeah.
to make it short, yeah, I resigned and I decided, I called my friends, my college friends, hey, you know, I have an idea, let's put a business. And I thought, okay, we're gonna get rich, right? And then 1.5 years, we failed again. So we kept on failing. I kept on failing. So I kept coming back of being employee. So employee, I failed in the business, but I never give up. Until my college friends like, no, Orly, I'm gonna stop it because we're not making money. I was like, okay, can I keep the company? So I continued the company alone. So while I have 2 other jobs, a bartender, I was a waiter, then I have a day job in advertising. Oh man, I was a worker. I'm a worker. So I continue until on the 2nd year, I got my first break. 1 million.
Wow.
The rest is history. So I think those I called acquired skills growing up, and failures become my friend. And for me, it becomes natural. Of course, there's a disappointment. I'm only human. I got frustrated. But at that time, I was alone because I moved out to my parents. I was 20 years old. You know, they migrated in Canada. I was like, no, stay here. I'm ambitious, but I don't know what to do. I just want to be, like, I know I can do something, but I don't know because you're young. So good thing, yeah, I keep on failing at the young age. I failed in business, and until the ad agency that we set up became successful, and the rest is history. So these failures, right now, it's like every time there's a problem, I share to my team. Like, hey, sir, we have a problem. Like, oh, why are you sad? No, seriously, I do it, no? But sometimes my grammar is wrong. I was like, don't problem the problem, let the problem you. In a way, in a joke around, because that's how I deal with my team. So my point is, problem is good. Because I told them, oh, be thankful, because without problem, we don't have business. We don't have something to solve, and our clients will pay. Sir, we have deadline. Like, oh, be thankful because you have salary tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I mean? So those kind, but you know, I can make it in a joke way because as much as possible, I want to be with my team like that. You know? So yeah, so going back to your answer about the failure and my experience, I think I was prepared growing up, and I'm self-aware of what happened. I'm aware of this failure, and I believe some of my friends asked me like, Orly, why did you continue? Because I told them, well, we need to learn from my failure. Aside from I hate losing also. Like, okay, what ano gagawin natin? So we failed, so what? And that became my self-thought process. When I'm starting, no one's teaching.
Yeah.
No one's teaching. So yeah, that's it.
So yeah, what I picked up there is that number one, to become comfortable with failure, and the second is maybe shifting perspectives. Like, you know, the way you describe, like, okay, if you see a problem, what's the other way of seeing it? Like, you know, it may be like you're seeing it from this side, but there are certainly other things that you see from the other side, diba? Or that you can learn from the other side. Now, this also gives us a lot of insight for parents who are raising children during this time, because I think this time is really pivotal and it's critical to shaping the future of our children. And from how I see it, you know, some of you might be well-to-do, but there are ways for you to raise your children so in a way that they'd be comfortable with failure. Diba? Or if you are, let's say, less privileged, quote food,
Yeah.
then you can probably train your children to see your situation
Yep.
from another lens.
I
And
agree.
yeah, this is
correct.
really good, no? Orly. Next question ko lang, kasi you said that you were ambitious ever since you were a child.
Yeah.
And at some point in your life, you just wanted to become great at something, but you just don't know what it is.
Yep.
Then, what had to happen for you to know the direction that you were going to take at that time?
Yes. At first, as I mentioned to you, I just wanted to make money when I was young. You know, I'm driven because I want to escape poverty. Every time they
Okay.
ask me, it's like I just want a better life. But along the way, as I what do you call this, grew as a person and as an entrepreneur, I found eventually realized my purpose. When I was young, this is the difference. When I'm in my 20s, my 20s until 29, 30, I was like, no, go girl. I can do events. 2 days without sleep. You know, I'm always there. I accept different kind of projects because we're making money. But eventually, as I looking back, um, yeah, started to change my perspective about life. Okay, so what are we going to do? So before I thought, not for anything, before I thought advertising, creative is my passion at the young age, but it changed. So this is a very good example as I move forward. It's also because of what's happening to me and in my life. I need also to observe, like, Orly, is this your principle? Orly, is this your, is this your truth? So I'm becoming more, I question myself and what's going on in my life. That's why eventually I ventured to many different, I ventured to different businesses as well. Some failed, but some succeeded and I sold it. And your question would be, my answer would be is the process of discovering myself as well. It's knowing yourself because learning or discovering me. Honestly, I'm surprised myself sometimes if I discover new skills or I created something. So, but the difference now, it's more clearly at the age of my, I'm 40, 42, I'm 42. At the age of 38, I started to have more clear directions in life and business, and it changes. And having said that, which is Baybayin is one of the, it's like, hey, I don't want to work that we don't have time for the people that we love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't want to work and all my team is burning out and all of a sudden I'm the reason of that because I'm an asshole boss. Sorry to say that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
We're grown-ups here.
yeah, so you know what I mean? So and now there was a time my team knows it. If I become cranky, they were affected because there was a time during COVID we also had a client in US and Canada. So I need to work 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. and I became cranky because I don't have enough sleep. And my team can feel me. It's like, okay, so I don't want to do this. Can someone have all the energy to do the,
Yeah.
3 a.m. too? So that's a very good example because it can affect the people around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so the purpose, hopefully, but then, I believe, I think I choose what I believe in my terms. And as long as the team is happy, they also have time with their family, they're enjoying their work, everyone's happy. So that's my principle. So acknowledging or identifying or being aware and be truthful to myself that my weaknesses, my strengths, and I would say culture fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd say culture fit because yeah, our staff, I let them be themselves without forgetting the task or responsibilities. So I don't want to micromanage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I hope, or I think, yeah, they're also learning, and we learn from each other.
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay. You know what I like about this conversation with real people is that you guys validate what I learned from the books or what I learned from my mentors and trainers.
Nice. Yeah.
Because one of the things that I learned during the quarantine is that when things are uncertain and it's all so crazy around the world or around you, it's actually our values and principles that is going, or that are going to serve as our compass. And in your case, when you just said na parang, I wanted to ask, is it true to myself? Is it true to my principles? That was just like, okay, this is the validation that I'm looking for.
I believe in reciprocal also. As for example, if you're a parent, if you're a leader, we have responsibilities, right? And I'll make it sure, hopefully, that all my decisions are right. But don't remember, I'm only human. I made wrong decisions in company and in life. But again, I'm going back. Okay, how can I correct myself? You know, can somebody tell me I'm wrong? Because I told to my team, hey, we hire you not to say yes all the time because it's useless. Saying Orly, that's too much. Hey, Orly, you're doing. No, I need and appreciate it. You know what I mean? And this is acknowledging, like, yeah, that's why first of all, thank you. I meet you, and this is a very good example. This kind of people that we would like to meet and interact, we have the same, or maybe not same, like a common denominators. And it also helps me to learn from you and to everyone, employee, neighbor, whoever. As long as the intentions are clear, well, we keep on doing it. And again, they always ask me like, so what did you do? Well, we developed an app during COVID. You know what I mean? It's we are forced to create something, or not forced, because I don't want to wait. And I think we are trying to solve a problem here that is worth to solve. And these are, I believe, some things that you don't force. Although we have plans, as I told you, right? 3-4 years ago, we launched Coworking, coliving in Cebu. We failed, but it doesn't matter where we're gonna stop. You know what I mean? And that's a very good example because I know clearly what me and my partner, business partner Ray, we want. And it took 3-4 years. It just so happened that COVID is fast track because originally we wanted to buy land, somewhere in the beach and set up a co-working, co-living space, and but again, I believe those things you need to be self-aware, like what's going on, and how can you do something about it. It is like helping someone, it's really helping someone. So those kind of questions that we ask our community and people around us, that hey, what do you think of this? Again, we ask them. We ask help from them. It's not just our ego. Hey, we want to build something. This is cool. No, it's not that. It's not. We ask people. Like, hey, what do you think? So, and we're so grateful. We have some members and non-members who became our now trying to understand what we're doing. And we were more motivated right now and driven because hey, we're doing something really great here, and that drives me or us as a team keep on going.
Yeah. Again, another validation of theory being practiced. I think it's your orientation for a diversity of ideas that's helping you cope and even succeed with what you're doing now. And then another thing that I noticed, it's you're being a lifelong learner. And when we talk about learning, it's not just, going to formal schooling or attending trainings. It's your curiosity. It's your curious mind that helps you reach out and then try to get to know people who can help you with ideas and support you in terms of building the ideas that you want to put into practice.
Collaboration is the key.
Yes, collaboration.
Yeah. Because we cannot do it without also the support of the members and other community who share their thoughts and opinions about us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a collaborative, and it's a collected constructive and criticism, and we need to listen to them because it's something new.
Yeah.
So we need to acknowledge our ego sometimes as a founder. And hey, come on, you're not that cool. It's not that a unicorn wannabe, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we keep on asking. We keep on giving surveys. Like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
And we listen to them.
Yeah.
And the people who succeeded as well.
Yes.
Who has a better similar business that they've done it successfully.
Yeah, I like that also. And it's not just listening as a skill, but more of social listening. and the willingness to put yourself out there and set aside your ego.
It's true. Because sometimes I'm guilty, you know. I have ego, but I need to remind myself. You know, I need to constantly remind myself, hey, nope.
Yeah.
You know, go back to earth.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people better than you and humble than you, and you need to seek for help.
Yes.
And during pandemic, not for anything, I'd like to share this. I discovered the power of asking. Because before I'm shy to ask, like, oh no, they might think I'm stupid, I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But because of what happened, I asked so many hello to startup community. I asked them, and I'm surprised they always help me. Like Orly, you can consider this. So yeah, so please ask your friends, ask Coach Joyce, ask anyone. Don't be afraid and don't be shy. Because me, that's my ego. Like, no, they think I'm not that good. And I mean, I'm self-doubt. I'm only human. If you're creating something that you're familiar, I tend to be like, oh my, I'm an entrepreneur. I will not ask you, but I was wrong. So this is one of the lessons that I learned during COVID. Never underestimate the power to ask someone, and it helps us a lot. And thank you so much to those who help us. They're giving their ideas, thoughts about what we're doing.
Wow. Thank you, Orly. This is only the first time that I just met Orly today, and this is the first time that we're having this conversation. But I'm learning a lot from him.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. So any famous last words that you would like to impart to those who are aspiring to be an entrepreneur or maybe have some big ideas that they'd like to start implementing? What is it that you can tell?
I would say it's okay to be passionate. All right, if you want to enter in the business, and if you want to pursue the entrepreneurship and solopreneur. But I learned in so many ways during my process. It's not only about passion. You need to be obsessed with your passion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You need to nobody can stop you. At the same time, you need to balance the ego and the active listening and so many things. But of course, I heard about passion, right? But I will just add, you need to be obsessed what you love, what you do. And if you do that, or we did that as a team, oh, you will be unstoppable. Because if you see clearly, you combine the passion and being obsessed what you want to do, clearly you want to do, I believe that's you have more directions and clear directions towards to your goal. So yeah, passion and obsession in your project, and if you feel good about the project, that's a good sign. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Almost. Virtual high five.
Yes.
Almost.
Safe.
Safe. So yeah, thank you, Joyce. And next time I know we have so many. We would like to invite you to teach us also in your a master class with our team.
Yes.
And
yes.
We're so glad to have you here.
And thank you so much, Orly, for this opportunity. Thank you for welcoming me to the Entrepreneur Beach Club, which is also one of your bright ideas.
Yes.
So, people, if you're interested to learn more about the cause of Orly, just go over to...
you can check the website BaybayinHub.com, and we have Entrepreneur Beach Club PH as well. If you want to join the community, check it out. Media, Baybayin Hub in IG and Facebook, Baybayin Hub Cowork, and CoPlay.
Yeah, so thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you very much for tuning in.
Okay,
Bye.